Okay, and let's do cuttings now. Let's start with, okay, so these are the mulberries that we got here later. I just did this, guys, on the 23rd of February. So they've been in here for about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3. Today's March 15, and they are not doing great. What I noticed is that indoors, they actually started drying up really quick here. Which is why I brought them out into the greenhouse now, because I just can't, why are you not focusing? Hold on. Yeah, what I noticed indoors is that they started drying up really fast, so I guess the moisture level was already going down. But in the greenhouse here, it's pretty muggy all the time, so I think that's going to help them, I'm not sure. But that happened with all of the ones that had already woken up a little, so I think that's the problem with this one, is that it was a little late to cut for cuttings for the hardwood. So I think that's what it was. So I'm like bummed, but I'm hoping that they still make it. I'm gonna keep them for as long as I can, and I really want those Pakistan mulberries. So yeah, so that's the second batch. So they're not ready, but hopefully they will be. And then I have cherries. These are the ones that I told you guys that I don't expect them to make them, because they were just bad right off the bat, right on the tree. But I had to try, and yeah, the leaves are starting to die off already, so I don't think they're gonna make it. I still have them in here just in case, but yeah, they have to come in here because they were drying up as well. Yeah. Okay, and I did fig trees, and I did two kinds of fig trees. There's the ones from the orchard and the ones by outside my window, so that's how we separate them. These guys, I tested them out in both different kind of baggies, because I've noticed some of them rooted a lot faster in this baggie, so I actually like this. But I wanted to test them both out and see what the differences were. So basically all of these guys are cuttings that already had branching off of here. So I was hoping that they would do fine. They started budding pretty early, but they never quite made it. It just kind of dry, and everything started drying up. So I think these are just too big of cuttings, and that's what we wanted to find out. But it's a bummer, because I wanted to try cuttings like that. But it's just, you know, I'm just gonna stick to like the regular sticks, and that will do fine. But it's good to know. That's why I wanted to test them out. Next year I'm not gonna have cuttings that way, and I won't waste my time. Then there's this guys over here, also the orchard fig trees, and see these guys, they started budding out just fine. And these guys, they're all thick cuttings, so I didn't really do too many skinny cuttings, and the ones that I did, they haven't taken yet. And then the skinnier ones in this batch were also the last ones to actually root. So these guys, even though they don't have like the green buds just yet, they're just starting to come up, like over here. Even though they didn't actually have that, they already had roots. So the ones that rooted faster were the thicker ones, which I thought was really cool, because that's what I expected. But it was the opposite with the other figs, so I was surprised by that. And look at these fig roots. They are thick. So they definitely need to be planted. Yeah, they gotta go somewhere. They're looking for nutrients, I'm sure by now. If they're starting to wake up, they're gonna need a lot more than just coco coir. Coco coir is just to keep them moist enough for the roots to grow. So that is 5 of them. I got 5 to root so far. Okay, these guys over here have not rooted, so that's 6 that have not done it, and I don't think they're going to, but if they do, you know, it'll be a surprise. But I think because of the time that they're taking and the space that they're taking, it's just not worth doing that. I think I'm just gonna go straight for this. Yeah, and then these guys are the ones that I tried inside the greenhouse right off the bat. Well, not right off the bat, I think they were indoors for like maybe a few days, I don't remember. But yeah, so far none of these guys have rooted. There's that one over there that has some leaves, so I have hope for those, and those are the skinny ones too. But they haven't rooted. I haven't seen a single root, so I'm still waiting on those. So those are still potentials. And there's the indoor ones right now. I believe I have about 6 of those. They still haven't rooted, but they look like this. So so far, oh, and I've lost 5 of these guys, so let's see. So that's awesome. Okay, and then these are the ones that haven't worked so far, and that's because they got mold. So yeah, those are the ones that I forgot to wash. And so there's 4. I got rid of 1 because I needed, I don't know, I just needed to deal with it. So there's 4 of here that didn't make it. Okay, so considering there's only 5 that have made it, and there's at least 22 between the 5 that got discarded, those 6 that are there, the 6 that got started out here, and then there's 5 that have, and I think there's like about 4 indoors, 4 or 5 indoors. I'll check on that, but only 5 have grown roots so far. So I'm actually kind of disappointed in those because I expected the figs to be the easiest thing. I've grown figs before, and I don't know why this one was so particular, you know. But yeah, so that's where we're at with those figs. And let's see. Okay, and now the mulberries. Okay, so the mulberries. Oh, actually, no, let's do the other figs first because there's very few of them. So I have these guys over here, and these guys are the figs that came from outside my window. There's this one little fig thing, and he's itty bitty. He's pretty small, but there was a branch that was sticking out into the walkway. So I basically decided to cut that off and you know, make cuttings out of them. So they actually did really good, and they were only skinny. Like, that tree is small, so it didn't have like cuttings or branches that big, so we just did what we could. And look at those, and they were so fast to root. I thought they did pretty well. And look at this. I think both of the branches have rooted, and they're even showing roots up here. Like, that is intense. So that's that one. And then, so yesterday I brought them out here. I put them outside earlier to try and get them used to the weather, and they just got super drippy, so I had to take them back inside. And then yesterday I tried again, so I brought them out. One of them got really droopy, so he went right back inside again. So he's still taking long to get used to it. These guys were actually able to stay here overnight inside the greenhouse, so I'm hoping to be able to leave them here. This guy I think I might have to take in tonight just because he's I don't know, he feels a little flimsy, like not ideal. So I'll probably take this guy in tonight, but I'll leave this guy because this guy seems to be doing really well. And yeah, so they're doing well, so that was really cool. This guy started rooting pretty early on. I'm definitely gonna try some more of these guys next year. The actual tree itself has not fruited for me though, but I think that's because it's just in a really bad spot. So hopefully these guys will fruit and that won't be an issue anymore. Okay, so that's, oh, and there were four of these guys, and all 4 of them rooted, no problems whatsoever. One of them got given as a gift, and then 2 are here, and then 1 of them is indoors. Okay, and now we do the mulberries. So the mulberries, they're pretty much all rooted except for the Pakistan that are inside, but this ones over here are doing actually pretty well. All of these guys have roots. Some of them are ready to go into planters. See this guys? This guy's actually kind of droopy. I don't know if you can tell, but some of them just look droopy. Yeah, like see this guy over here? He's like, yeah, whereas these guys are actually standing up pretty tall. This guy's droopy, and that's because they are from the batch that rooted the first, you know, the first, I don't know if we're the first ones to root basically. And if you see, all the coco coir down below is dry. Like, you can still see some moisture up higher, but down below it's super dry, so they need to go inside a planter like now. And I have quite a few of those, so I have already mixed up some soil. It's indoors. I'm gonna probably do those tonight. Otherwise I'm going to lose these guys. These guys are going to be gifted to people, but there's definitely gonna be plenty for me to keep. And that's, I don't know how many of them I made, but so far I have, let's see. Oh, and they rooted just fine. The thicker ones, the skinnier ones actually were the first ones to root, which I think is worth noting. And then the ones over here were the first ones to root overall, because we have some skinny ones in the other kind of baggie, the popsicle baggies, and those took longer. So this guy's definitely, for something about this baggies, I don't know if because it's less soil or because it's thinner, I don't know what it is, but it definitely rooted faster. So yeah, so we have what, that's 9 here, 9 here, that's 18 in here. I still have some indoors, not too many. Oh, how about we just completely ignore these guys, right? So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I have 27, and all of these guys have rooted. I basically started marking them after a while because I was just damaging the roots anytime. Oh, but you know what? These are the ones that aren't. Okay, so these guys are the only ones that have not rooted. So the ones inside are just the Pakistan. So, okay, so let me count again. That's 4. That's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. Okay, 22 have rooted out of 27. So that is pretty good. And even these guys that have not rooted, look at this. They look fine. This one over here is not looking great. This one. But that's just the one that's not looking good. All the other ones are still looking fine, even if they don't have roots yet. I think some of them still will grow some. I don't think all of them will. I think we're gonna have 2 or 3 that just don't. But I think that, I mean, even if all of these guys didn't make it, that's still 22 out of 27. So that's pretty good. Whereas the other one, I think I have like in the 20s, and only 5 of them have rooted. So, oh, look. More cuttings from the orchard that have not rooted. I forgot there were more cuttings. Yeah, so up to so let's add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to the cuttings that to the orchard cuttings. See, and they're just not doing it, and I am so surprised because I haven't had a problem with fake cuttings before, but before we used to do them in pots with like really long cuttings. So at that point we were just planting branches, and I guess that was easier because these guys are just not doing it, and I'm just so surprised. Yeah, so I'm happy with the mulberry. Super happy, super stoked. And those definitely need to be planted, and they will be, I think, tonight, hopefully. Yeah, I was hoping to do it yesterday, but hopefully tonight.